Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Cop Council. How are we all? Hopefully, all of you are on a fantastic day, wherever you are around the world. And as you can see, I am joined by a very, very special guest. Third appearance, I think, now on the channel, if I'm being correct. I may be wrong with that. But yes, we do have Diesel from the Claude and the Bands. Diesel, how are you doing, my friend?
No, I'm always good when I'm on your channel. Come on, Con. No, all good, mate. Yeah, listen, thank you for inviting me on again. I think you're right. I think it is the third appearance, so that means I'll get to keep the match ball. But no,
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
I'll have to get like a little one and sign it, and then I'll have to send it to you and go, "There's the match ball." But yeah, as you can see, guys, you know, this is the match preview show for Liverpool versus Arsenal. Of course, we've been quite known to Arsenal this season. You know, this will be, of course, the second time that we've played Arsenal, and I haven't had a chance to really speak to, you know, Diesel since the Community Shield. And things like this. I know you have your opinions about the Community Shield and other things like this, but yeah, guys, if you could as well, please leave a like on this video. It's massively appreciated if you could do so, and also subscribe to not only ourselves, also as well Claude and the Bands as well. Well, all their links will be in the video description, as well as Diesel's as well. Please go and follow him on Twitter. Amazing guy. I do fully recommend going over there and checking them out as well. But you know, we are here for Liverpool versus Arsenal. Like I did say, the last time Liverpool did play Arsenal was the Community Shield. It did end in a draw. I would like it to have remained a draw, but sadly, that isn't the way it works. Arsenal did win on penalties, 5-4 on penalties. And, you know, Diesel, I know that, you know, all right, we'll all joke about, you know, like I think we said at the time, you know, if you win it, it's a trophy. If you don't win it, it's a Mickey Mouse shield. And I think I did say it on Twitter, you know, it's a Mickey Mouse shield. Who cares? But, you know, what has been Arsenal's, you know, view of things, you know, since the Community Shield? Because, of course, you've won 2 Premier League games, you know, out of 2 now. I know that, you know, all right, the West Ham performance, it wasn't, you know, as clean cut as what it may have looked like. But what's the general feel around Arsenal at the moment?
To be honest, Connor, it depends who you ask. I mean, you know, the majority of... Oh, is that unfair to say the majority? I'll put it another way. A large section, a large section of our fan base probably think we're going to win the league. They you know, they've seen enough in the last 2 games to warrant, you know, Arteta can walk on water. He's the second coming of Jesus, and you know, all of this off the back. No, it's true. You know, all of this off the back of a couple of games. Not only that, but also when we beat you in the Community Shield. You know what I'm saying? So obviously that would have made it twice that we beat you. But to be honest, it's nothing that I would shout about. I don't rate the Community Shield. I think, you know, I'd rather sort of judge it on games that matter. Because I think, that, you know, we're playing you soon in the league, you know, our next game. And I think you'll turn up for that because it's a game that matters. You know, we'll see a different Liverpool, I'm sure. But yeah, look, me personally, I can't speak for anyone else. Me personally, yes, we've won our first 2 games. We also won our first 2 games last season, and we ended up 8th. You know, it doesn't. You know, let's be honest. You know, our midfield is in need of major surgery. It's, you know, we've got less than 2 weeks left, I believe, and you know, for me, it's just nothing looks close to being done. I'm more interested in who we sell, who we get out, and to be honest, I'm not seeing anything with that as well. You know, the same deadbeat players are still here. So for me personally, I think we'll win games. I think we'll win more games this season than what we did last season. But ultimately, I want to challenge for honours. And whilst we've got this squad and we don't add to it and we don't get rid of the deadwood, I can see another season of 7th or 8th. So I'm nowhere near the large section of that fan base where they think, you know, it's all good and it's all marshmallows and it's all Disney, because it's not for me. But that's just my opinion.
Well, I know that a lot of, you know, and I won't base this like on general amount of people, of Arsenal fans. It's like you say, you know, I've seen a lot of them were happy and very, very overwhelmed, realistically, of beating us in the Community Shield. And I get it, you know, you beat the Premier League champions on penalties, congratulations. But at the end of the day, it's like you said, when it comes to it, I think Liverpool will be the better team. I think that, of course, like, you've beat us in the Premier League. Of course, that matters, and that towards the end of last season and the Community Shield. But I feel like for us, we were kind of, do I say, descending from grace in that aspect of things, of like, winning the Premier League, and things like this, and getting it over the line and that. And then the Community Shield, fair play, you won it, on penalties, but it was still a draw. Then, if you get what I mean.
Yeah.
But I can't say too much bad about Arsenal, because realistically, you've finally signed down Aubameyang to a new deal, which took forever. And I will get your thoughts on that, for like your thoughts on why it took forever. But I agree with you. Arsenal, letting Martinez go. I know we had that conversation about Leno and Martinez as well, and I know that you are currently being linked with the likes of Jose Iowa and Thomas Partey anyway, or Party. I'm sorry if I butchered that. But it just seems that nothing is solid realistically for Arsenal's transfer window. But we talked I did mention Aubameyang. Why did it take so long for Arsenal to announce it, even though it was, people like Fabrizio Romano were saying, it's a done deal. I don't know why Arsenal aren't announcing it. And also Gabriel as well, the centre back, that took a very long time to announce. Why was this a thing? Was it due to not being able to get the medicals done because of what's going on right now, or was it just Arsenal pulling a PA stunt again?
Yeah, it's that second one that you just said. I think there was a lot of people who said, I mean, Claude as well said it, that it's been done, it was done a long time ago. They're just not announcing it. And then you hear other stories where you think it's close to being done. It's not been done yet. And then you kind of look at it and you think to yourself, what is it? Is it money? Is he waiting to see if a certain other club, comes in for him? I don't know. I don't know. And to be honest, kind of, it's something we're never going to know. And I think it's just, if it was done a long time ago, either way, for me, it's poor. If it was done a long time ago, why have they taken, this long to announce it? And if it wasn't done, blimey, you are playing a dangerous game. So a player like that, you need to tie down straight away. But for me, I mean, I just don't trust this club. I don't trust them, and I think it's a summer where we've only we bought Gabriel, as you mentioned, which, by the way, also took an eternity. But because obviously, there's rumblings of, from certain sections of this Arsenal fan base, as if to say, well, Gabriel, great, Willian, okay. The players we really need, where are they? And, when those rumblings get louder and louder, Arsenal have a tendency to, we need to announce the Aubameyang signing. And it sort of like, deflects the attention away from the lack of transfer business, because we're all boosted about that. We're all buzzing about Aubameyang. Well, not for me. You know what I'm saying? So, and this is why I said on our channel as well, it's a case of, there's Aubameyang, there's a lot of people saying, oh, who cares how long it took? He's signed now, isn't it? But no, that's not the point. It's the principle of it. I don't like a player who goes on. And look, I'm not knocking Aubameyang, because I think he's a great player. Where would we be without him? At the same time, you're not bigger than the club. Yeah. So until it's signed, until it's announced, keep your mouth shut. Stop going on Instagram Live and, dropping little guesses or little hints and trying to, rev up the fan base. I don't like any of that, because there's been bigger and better players here who wouldn't even dare do that. What makes you can do it? And that for me, and I'll get a lot of pelters over that, because how dare I talk about Aubameyang like that? Well, I'm sorry, you know what I'm saying? I'm a fan of the club. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a fanboy. I love the club, and I just felt, whether he meant to or not, he was going on like he was maybe possibly bigger than the club, and I don't like that. Until it's signed and it's all announced, keep that shut. You know what I'm saying? So
I think you hit the nail on the head there, where why not announce it? Like, if it's done, why have you got to make like a big stunt about it? And that's the thing about it. I think as well, like me personally anyway, like, I don't know if this is true or anything like this, we've always seen the rumours with Aubameyang being linked to Barcelona, and we all know the current problems at Barcelona. Apparently, they're like 512 million, I think, in debt or something like that, or like they need to wage out their books and things, I guess. Maybe Aubameyang was waiting for Arsenal, to come and not waiting for Barcelona, sorry, to come and maybe put in an offer that he couldn't refuse, because of course, this contract now that Aubameyang has signed now for Arsenal, it's probably going to be his last big contract as a footballer. Being, was he 32, 33? He's around there, I think.
Yeah, 31, I think.
Yeah,
but I think he's 32 shortly. Yeah.
Either way, he's in his 30s. Then let's just say that. So, of course, it's his last big contract. Of course, he'll want to get as much money out of it as possible and things, I guess. But if you're committed towards Arsenal, sign the deal. If I was you, I would be completely like that. It's kind of, it was kind of that aspect with us with like Emre Can. If you want to stay at Liverpool, sign the contract. Quite clearly, he didn't want to stay at Liverpool. He wanted to go to Juventus, and he did. But sadly for him, the grass wasn't greener on the other side. He went to Juve. Sarr, completely ripped him apart, and now he's at Dortmund. So it's completely like that. But we talked a little bit about transfers for you guys, but I wanted to get your thoughts and your opinions. I know we did talk last time he was on the channel about transfers and that, and I did say that, me personally, I thought that Willian wasn't going to be enough for you guys, being the marquee signing. I believe that is what he has become, because you can't get anyone over the line. But I also believe Arsenal are such an unpredictable club. You could end up getting Jose Mayowa for overpriced at transfer deadline day, like it was for Mesut Ozil, which I will get on to Mesut Ozil in a little bit, because there has been some news with Mesut Ozil, of course.
Favorite subject.
I know you like talking about Mesut Ozil, so we will talk about that in a little bit. But I wanted to get your reaction to Liverpool's business over the last couple of days, especially from last Friday. With a certain Thiago Alcântara, he just brings a smile to my face every time I say his name. He's just a phenomenal player. And of course, signing Thiago Jota as well. I do have to say this as well. We are recording this on Thursday afternoon. So we're recording this yesterday as you guys are seeing this, because it's coming out on Friday. So I don't know what's happened between Lincoln and Liverpool as well. So fingers crossed, both started, and fingers crossed none get injured. That's the hope and pray. But yeah, Diesel, what are your thoughts on Liverpool's transfer business this season?
Right, so basically, I've always and I think we touched on this briefly last time. The way I looked at it, people keep asking me, who do you think is going to win the league, this season? And I've always said, apologies, but I've always said Man City. The reason being, I think they've got I think you've got a better 11. But I think they've got a better squad, and I think the only thing that stopped Man City is their defence. I look at your defence. Your defence. You've got a great defence. Easily better than City's. But I just thought if they can address that, then they're just strong everywhere. Their bench. They could put out a B team or a C team, and it will still be strong. And I looked at it and thought, if Liverpool, and I said this last season, Klopp needs to strengthen. He didn't last season, and I thought, do you know what? That's dangerous. Little did we know, obviously, that you boys had gone on to have the season you did, and I looked at that, and that for me, that's what made it even more impressive, because I thought, my God, he's got to be some kind of manager to not strengthen, but to keep those players on their toes with that level of performance, that intensity. And I just thought, you know what, that's absolutely brilliant, right? And obviously, you won it at a canter. You was miles ahead of everyone else. Now, this transfer market, I was looking at, thinking, again, I was saying, no, Klopp, you can't. I don't think you'll get away with it again. I just don't. I think you've got, greats like Sir Alex Ferguson always did that, didn't they? Off the back of a strong season, winning the league. He never used to get 5, 6, 7 players. He'd get 2 or 3 top quality, right? You know, it freshens it up, and obviously it keeps the, you know, the first team players on their toes. And that's what I looked at with Klopp, and I was thinking, you've got to sign. And, you know, I saw a lot of, obviously, rumblings as well from a lot of the Liverpool fans getting slightly worried, and obviously, you know, going for the board, you know, for, you know, your board, as you have to say, you know, back Klopp, back him.
Yeah.
You know, you've won the Champions League, you've won the league, you know, you must have money. Why you're not spending it? And it was a bit like a bus. It's a bit like buses, isn't it? You know, you're sort of waiting for one, then you get 2 arrive at the same time. You know, and when you've got Thiago, who is world class, is a class player, you know, absolutely class. I've had a lot of people say he's not really a Liverpool player, but in my head, I'm thinking, but that is exactly what you need. You know, because your midfield is very hardworking, very industrious, but you don't have a Thiago type player, silky on the ball, can pass between, you know, get out of obviously tight spaces, can control the game, dictate the tempo. A bit like Xavi was like that at Barca, you know, that sort of player. And now you've got it, and it's no. I mean, I read a report the other day that apparently Arsenal were offered him, or they were linked to him, and obviously we turned it down. And I'm looking at that thinking, 30 million, which is an absolute bargain for a player like him, but it's a bargain. You know, he'd walk into our midfield and easily be the best midfielder we've got. Why are we turning that down? You know, because we had Cazorla. You know, obviously he could have taken over that role like the playmaker. You know, quick feet. You know, can play with both feet as well, passing. But obviously, you know, you guys got him, and I was had a feeling that you would get him in the end. I think Klopp, and this is the difference, Conor. Right, this is what I want to say, and this is not a dig at Arteta. But the real reason why I wanted an elite manager at Arsenal, I've been reading a lot of reports about Klopp was the one who, in the end, demanded it, went to the board and forced it, you know. But Klopp's got that clout where he can do that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? And, you know, but he's an elite manager. A Pep Guardiola is the same. When it comes to it, they have the bottle to go to the board, and they have that clout to say, look, get him for me. You know, I want him. You know, forget the other targets. He's the one I want. Right? Make it happen. And I personally think that's what Klopp did, and I think that's what pushed it through. And then, you know, Diogo Jota as well, another, you know, really good player. I'm surprised no other club come in for him, but I'm looking at the prices that you paid for both of them. Was it, you know, 70, 75 million for both those players? I mean, that's good business. It's good business. And what it does is it freshens the team. It's not just us fans as well, Conor, as well. It's also, for me, in my opinion, the players like to see new players coming through the door. You know, and you know what I'm saying. And now you've got players there who, you know, they have to be on their toes because they've got 2 ballers behind them who can easily come in and take their place. Competition for places, and I do believe in that. So you guys have done well. It wouldn't surprise me if you get in another 1 or 2. Wouldn't surprise me.
You know what? Like, I think you nailed it. I think you nailed it on the head there with, you know, going back to Sir Alex Ferguson. You know, it's annoying for probably both of us to say because, you know, our rivalry with Manchester United. Yeah. But, you know, he'd always bring in 1 or 2 players just to refresh in the squad and make it better than to compete for, you know, 4 Champions Leagues, 4 Premier Leagues, you know, winning Premier Leagues mainly all the time. Like, but, you know, last week it was just a crazy couple of days. You know, I know, like we did like about 4 videos in like the space of like 18 hours, you know, on it, and it was, you know, Thiago Alcântara, like the deal's agreed. Oh, he's in Liverpool doing his medical, blah blah blah. Yeah. You know, now he's in the shirt. Here's the announcement type thing, and then it was like it was surprising like how it happened and how quick it happened. But then it was like about half an hour later, after Thiago was, you know, announced, it was like, oh, Jota now is a player being rumoured, you know. And I remember, I think Paul Joyce was the first guy to tweet it out and said that, you know, Liverpool are strongly interested in Thiago Jota. And it was like, oh, okay, that would be an okay signing. Like, he fits the style, you know, he knows what he's doing. And then James Pearce comes out and says, oh, Liverpool have practically signed Thiago Jota. And it was like, Well, Jesus Christ, back 2 days ago we couldn't afford anyone, and now we've literally signed.
It's like, where did that come from? It was like bang, bang. That's what I said to you, right? It was like waiting for a bus. It just happened, bang, bang, wasn't it? It was so quick. And I've never heard any rumours about Jota. I didn't hear anything about Liverpool. And all of a sudden, I just see it. And I was thinking, it's gathering pace, isn't it? It's actually looks like it's going to happen. Then it happened. And I thought, how quick they got that done.
Yeah.
And I look at our club and think, anyway, go on.
But no, it is like that. Jota, well, if you remember the Fabinho deal for us, it was, we got linked with him at like 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock. He was announced as a Liverpool player, and I was exactly like Jota. None of us, because I had done videos on the channel saying that Ismail Assar, could be an option for Liverpool from the Championship, from Watford, that would fit, the pacey style of like Liverpool's front three. And then it was like, okay, we're not going for Sarr, we're going for Jota, and then I believe James Pearce has actually come out and said that it was between Jota and Sarr. We're not going to go and, if we were to sell Brewster now for 25 million, it's not going to be, that, then we're not going to sell Brewster and then bring in Sarr. That's not how it's going to work. But the other thing that I love about, and this isn't necessarily, I don't think all clubs do this. I think Liverpool are the best at doing it. And that realistically lies under our transfer committee and, Jurgen Klopp and Michael Edwards and all the other backroom staff and all like that. We are only paying £5 million per year for Thiago Alcântara over a 4-year basis, which means 20 million. All right, we're most likely going to have to pay the extra 5 million because realistically, we might win the Premier League and Champions League over the next 4 years. 25 million for arguably the best midfielder in world football. I'd absolutely take that, without a shadow of a doubt. And then you got the likes then of Jota, £41 million. I know there's a couple of people that are questioning the price, saying it's a bit too much. But I think, if you're looking for, a forward then being an elite thing, I think it's a perfect price. And realistically, we're not paying that much off Jota as well this year. I think for 2020, Liverpool are paying, I think it's about 9 million for both Jota and Thiago, which is just crazy business. It's fantastic business. But we will, we'll move away from Liverpool because I feel a bit, I feel sorry for other people that has to listen to me talk about Thiago and Jota.
I think he's a class player, and like you just said there, even if you ended up having to pay an extra 5 million, it's still a bargain.
Yeah,
this is what people don't say. Even they're saying about Jota being, the price he is. He's a very good player. He's an established Premier League player, and let's be honest, in football terms, that's not expensive.
No.
Do you know what I mean? We've seen players who probably go for 5-10 million less. Nowhere near the player he is. Don't even get a game. Do you know what I'm saying? Who's that player you sold to? Was it Bournemouth for 18-19 million?
Oh, Dominic Solanke for 20 million. We bought him for this year.
20 million, right? Did he ever start a game for you? He must have started one or two.
I think he started a Merseyside derby and played like a couple off the bench. I think once or twice.
Yeah. So for double that, you're buying a player who's established, quality player, and he's only double. When you look at it like that, is it expensive? Chilwell went for 50 million to Chelsea. Is it expensive? It's not, is it? It's a good deal.
Well, it's like this, with Thiago, I get people talk about his age, and I know that was a worry at the beginning at Liverpool, but even watching him against Chelsea for that half an hour, and I know Chelsea were down to 10 men, but you could just see the class. You could see him trying to find passes. He completed more passes in half an hour, in 45 minutes, than what Chelsea did in the entire game. That's how dominant he was. And he reminds me, and I know it's quite easy to say this, because of course 2 of them are Spanish, but he reminds me a lot of Xabi Alonso, but more to this style of football, because football now, for what it was back then when Xabi Alonso was at Liverpool, is far more attacking, far more fast and things like this. And for me, he is like, I remember seeing a photo on Twitter of Henderson and Thiago together, and like people compared it to Gerrard and Xabi Alonso. And it kind of feels like that at the minute.
Yeah.
Feels like them two can be, the next Gerrard and Alonso in that, that partnership, becoming, one of the best things in the Premier League. But, I won't dwell too much then on Thiago. And, I did say I did want to talk to you on this situation. And I know you love this player so much. And Diesel's like, do I have to talk about it? But, Mesut Ozil, what on earth is happening there? We talked about Liverpool being, very successful in the transfer business and things like this, and getting rid. Well, it looks like we're trying to get rid of the deadwood. Arsenal just don't look like they're trying to get rid of Mesut Ozil. What is happening there? Because he didn't play last night against Leicester, in the cup, where you would think he would play. So yeah, what is happening with Mesut Ozil?
What's happening, mate? To be honest, is this player, this leech, has been leeching off this club for God knows how many years, and it's only now that people are starting to see it. I've been spouting this off for the last 3 or 4 years, and I've been called every name under the sun for it. And it's only now that people are actually looking at me thinking, do you know what? Yeah, you got a point. I see it now. He came out a couple of months ago and basically said, and these are his words, he came out and said, I decide when I leave. I decide when I go. And when you're hearing that from a player and you're thinking, if I was the owner of a club and the player of mine came out and was very confident and cocky and said that, as the owner, I'd go to him and say, yeah, if that's what you reckon, then here's your money. See you later. Go. We want you out. Yeah. Now I don't know if I heard. I don't know if this is true. I heard that even if we were to do that, legally he can refuse and see out his contract. I don't know if that's true, but we've got to pay them. We've got to pay him it anyway. So I look at it as give him the money, just give it to him, and let him go. He's just an absolute. He's just poison. He's toxic. For me, it's not a case of he loves the club. I reckon he loves London. He loves living over here. He's comfortable, and someone said to me, what's your take on Ozil? Like, why do you think he's not on it? And I just said, I reckon he's one of those players. He's won the World Cup. Sometimes, when you get certain sportsmen who just, once they've won the ultimate, and the World Cup is the ultimate, it's the highest thing, in football. Sometimes you can do that. You win that, and you just lose your hunger. Like, you lose your, you lose your appetite. We've had 3 managers now who've said, he's not doing it in training. He's not showing me that he wants to be part of the team. Yet on the flip side, you see a tweet from him saying, "Oh, I'm ready for the season. I'm ready for the game." And you look at it and you think, well, you can't be, can you? Because your own manager, who you played alongside, by the way, years ago, is basically saying, you're not doing it. The youngsters are showing you up. And I don't know, mate. Look, while he's here, I can't stand him. I cannot. It's like being with a girl and she just cheats on you left, right, and centre, and like you can't get rid of her. Like you know what it is, right? It's like to a point where you allow it. It becomes acceptable. You just accept it. I ain't one of those guys, man. And that's how I feel like with him. I just feel like he's just taking the he's taking the mick out of us. There's rumours now that Arteta might drop him from the 25-man squad. What was really telling for me was the fact that he wasn't involved at all last night. Carabao Cup, you would have thought if he's got any role to play this season, he would have at least got into that squad, and he didn't even get into that squad. So, no, fair play to Arteta for that. If that is Arteta's decision, fair play to him. But get rid of him, pay him off, just get him out of the club.
That is the thing. Like, and from what you've just said there, I think that I personally think that shows a disrespect towards the club. If you are saying, it's up to me when I leave, not you, not the club that I have signed for. It's up to me when I want to leave. And I think that does show that. I know that we all talk about, playing for the badge that's in front of you. I think Ozil's playing for his name that's on the back and not for the badge, because realistically, if he was to get rid of Ozil, is he on 300,000 a week? I think 350. You know, that could be used to get, you know, a Jose Mayoa or a Thomas Partey or someone like that. That could be used to be put back into the squad. And if you loved Arsenal that much, you would do that. You know, that's the simplicity of it. You know, I know that, you know, of course, like you say, you know, probably loves the London life and things. I guess this is why probably, and this isn't any disrespect to Arsenal, you know, because Willian is a fantastic player on his day, but, you know, maybe this is why Willian chose to come to Arsenal, was because he loved, he loves the London life.
Yeah, of course it is. Of course it is. Listen, if Chelsea had offered him a 3-year deal rather than the 1 year or whatever it was, do you honestly think he'd have come to us? He would have stayed at Chelsea.
Yeah.
You know, all this rubbish about, you know, I see players kissing the badge. To me, Connor, I'm not fooled. You know, there's a lot. It's just this fan base, right? You know, they see one thing like that and they just fall, you know, they fall in love with the players, and, you know, they all think that the players love the club. They don't. You know, Aubameyang might like playing here, right? But for me, someone said to me, "Do you think he genuinely loves the club?" No. I'm sorry, I don't. They've paid a lot of money, right? You know, living the London life, which it is a factor. I don't care what anyone says. That is a factor for a lot of these foreign players. Oh my God, London. You know, I live here and it's overrated. You know, to a foreign player,
it means everything.
But to a foreign player, London is the capital. It's you know, it is a factor. You know, it is a pull. But that's what I look at it. You know, Willian, and when they give these interviews, I'm so happy. I've been following Arsenal for years. Fuck, no, you ain't. It's rubbish, man. I'm telling you, it's absolute crap. Right? We play very well, Arsenal. That's one thing we do. We play very, very well. You know, so the money is a factor. I agree with what you said earlier on, actually, about Aubameyang. I genuinely think if a Barcelona or a Real Madrid, if they come in for him, you know, I think COVID has changed a lot for these clubs. You know, especially the clubs abroad. I think the COVID has hit them a lot harder than what it's hit us over here. But I think if it wasn't for the COVID, I do look at it and think one of those two possibly could have come in for him. You know, and I can't blame Aubameyang for wanting to leave to go to a Barca or a Real Madrid. I mean, that's the pinnacle. You know, that's the pinnacle of anyone's career. Do you know what I'm saying? So all this about, I decided to stay because I love this club. I love playing for Mikel, and there's a little part of me that thinks, yeah, whatever.
Or a load of crap.
I do. I'm just real with it, man. It's just, you know.
No, I fully get what you mean. It's like if a Liverpool player like refused to leave, I want him gone. You know, if he held the club at hostage, because I think that is what Ozil's doing now. He's holding the club hostage in his situation. If anyone did that at Liverpool, I'd want him gone. You know, and you know, I know that this isn't got, you know, anything to what we need to talk about tonight, but, you know, I know that you bid for Luis Suarez back, when was it, 2012, 2013, from us for like, what was it, 40 million and a pound?
Yeah.
You know, and the whole of that, and that was a whole, you know, fiasco type thing. And I know that, you know, now, you know, Luis Suarez, of course, you could have signed Luis Suarez finally, you know, for only 5.5 million. You know, that is how cheap Barcelona are getting rid of players. Apparently, they've got rid of Vidal for like €1 million, which is just ridiculous. And they've got rid of Luis Suarez as well for like 5 million. That's shocking business, in my personal opinion. Because I think, all right, even though Luis Suarez has lost pace over the last couple of years, you know, he is still that world-class finisher. Would I have liked him at Liverpool? No, I wouldn't have liked him at Liverpool, because I think Liverpool have moved on from Luis Suarez. But yeah, we'll get on to team news then, because of course this is the preview show for the Arsenal game. Of course, that is happening on Sunday at 8 p.m. It's not 8 p.m. Is it 8 p.m.?
It's Monday. It's Monday.
It is Monday.
Monday, yeah.
See, this is where my brain is like overthinking things now, because things have been crazy over the last couple of days. Yes, it is Monday. Thank you for correcting me, Diesel. It is Monday at 8 o'clock at Anfield. I know Arsenal have come into Anfield over the last couple of years. But, it is 8 p.m. Sky Sports, either football or Premier League, I believe it's on. So, please go and check it out, if you're watching it there. But Diesel, what do you think the Arsenal team will be to face Liverpool or to try and stop Liverpool on Monday?
It's a tough one, really, because I think we tend to do. One thing I will say about Arteta taking over is that we have got better against the big teams. I think we still struggle against those small teams. So you take into account the way we were against West Ham the other day. How we won that, I'll never know, because I think we were very, very lucky, and I actually felt for West Ham. But when we play a big team, I don't care what anyone says. There is an element of park the bus with us. As much as people don't, admit that, because obviously we don't want Mourinho because of his park the bus. I can't see how Arteta's doing any different. But then saying that, whatever gets the result, I'm happy. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't care less, and I think that's where a lot of these Johnny-come-latelys, these football fans who have only known Wenger. They'd rather see champagne football and not win nothing than see boring football and winning leagues. I'm one of those. I'd rather see boring football, 1-0 to the Arsenal, yet we're winning a trophy every season. I'll take that all day long. But I'm trying to think of injuries, really. I think Tierney, I think's out. I don't think he'll be back for Monday. So Leno will go in goal. Trying to think of for me personally, I would go with a 4-3-2-1. So I think he'll play Leno in goal. I think what I want him to do is play Gabriel and Saliba, both as centre halves. They've got to start as soon as possible for me. And everyone would say, but against Liverpool, wow. And I was like, but best way to learn is chuck him in at the deep end. That's how I look at it.
Well, against the best, really.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? These ain't kids. They're young men. They're not babies, are they? So do it. Take a punt. I would. So I'd those two. I don't want to say it. Well, no. Do you know what? I was going to say Kolasinac, but he's dreadful, mate. Oh God, I'm trying to. Without Tierney, who are you going to play?
Will you go with a back three, maybe with David Luiz, maybe with those two?
Yeah, do you know what? Saying that, he might do the three centre backs, and then obviously you got the two wing backs. That's what he's been playing lately. I like a 4-3-2-1. Personally, I do like a 4-3-2-1. But if I look at it of what I think he's going to do, so he'll probably play the three set. So if it was me, I'd play David Luiz. Can't believe I'm saying that, but we haven't got a lot. We haven't got a lot. And to be fair, he played really well last night, right? So David Luiz, and I'd have Saliba and Gabriel. I'd play those three. Right, so they'll be like my three centre backs. The left wing back. Oh God, I would, if Tierney's not going to be fit, I don't think so. I would play. I'd put Saka there. Saka.
Oh, okay.
I don't trust Kolasinac. Actually, no. Saying that, it's not bad going forward. Kolasinac. I'll do Kolasinac.
I think you have to remember, mind, that is Mo Salah that he is marking.
Saka. Yeah. That's a good point. So, Saka all day long.
If Arteta's thinking that, then put Kolasinac there. I'd be more than happy.
Do you know what? You know what he could do? See, I was going to say, because I like Maitland-Niles, but I want Maitland-Niles to play on the right. So right wing back for me would be Maitland-Niles, but that left is a problem for me. So I'd say Saka. I think he'd have more chance. He'd have a better chance up against Salah than what I think Kolasinac will. So I'd probably go Saka. In the middle, I'd have Ceballos. I will never ever pick Granit Xhaka, so he doesn't. But I think Arteta will obviously pick him. So if I'm looking at it from what I think he's going to do, he'll put in Ceballos, I think, and I think he'll put in Xhaka. What did I say? So it's a 5. What have I missed out?
So was it a 5 or 5-3-2?
5-3-2. So you've got the two.
Correct.
Yeah, he'll have. He'll play Aubameyang on the left. Something else I don't agree with. God, that's the point. Yeah. Oh God, on the right going forward, I think I'll pick Willian.
Okay.
I do. I always said I think this is the season. I think we're going to see the best of Pepe. But I can't. He just doesn't seem to get a run of games. He doesn't. I don't know what it is. You know, I don't think Arteta fancies him. I really don't.
Well, to be fair, like, you know, you have to make. Well, I say you have to make work of a £72 million signing, like, but you know, if he doesn't fit your squad, then you know it is looking at like, you know, but it's not like you can get rid of him to like get any money back, because you're not going to make more than 72 million, you know, getting him back.
Of course not. No,
that'll be that thing. But I think I could definitely see where you're coming from with Willian and Aubameyang. Maybe Lacazette as well, or is Lacazette injured?
No. He's fine. He'll probably play Lacazette down the middle. He'll play Aubameyang on the left. I still don't agree with with that. I think Aubameyang needs to be the centre. I think he'd get even more goals if he was in the centre, but obviously he makes do on the left. And this is the thing as well, Connie. You know, that's another reason. That's another thing that I don't like about our club is the fact that it's too many square pegs in round holes. You know, Aubameyang's he's not a winger. He's not a left winger. You know, and if you want to play that way, get a proper left winger, a proper one. You know, and but yeah, I think he'll do that because that's what he has been doing. So Aubameyang on the left, I think Lacazette up front, and I think he's going to pick Willian. When Willian came, I thought he'd be a bit of an understudy, but I think Pepe would be his number one, and Willian would come in and just
rotational.
Yeah. But it's looking to me like Willian's the number one, and Pepe is the side
number
piece.
two.
You know what I mean? Yeah, he's number two. So yeah,
interesting. So yeah, that's Diesel's Arsenal squad. If there are any Arsenal fans in here, then please let us know. Your starting 11 predictions in the comment section. Now moving on to Liverpool's starting 11. Now, like I said, we are recording this before the Lincoln game, so fingers crossed there is no injury concerns, for Liverpool after the game tonight. Anyway, but I know that Joe Gomez is going to be a very tight call for Monday. I know that he is going to be very, very close. Jordan Henderson's going to be another one that's going to be very close for the game as well. So it might be a bit of a maybe a day of the thing then type thing with them too anyway. But I think of course it's going to be Alisson Becker, no one else at all for Liverpool. Right back Trent Alexander-Arnold. Centre backs, then that's the big concern, because Fabinho for me had probably had man of the match against Chelsea. So do you keep him at centre back? Do you not? Do you bring back Joe Gomez? I don't know. This is the difficult question. Do you know what? I'm going to go with a weird one by here. I'm stick with Fabinho at centre back because I think Joe Gomez. I think Joe Gomez will probably play there, but to not probably follow everyone else, I'll go with Fabinho because I think he deserves it. Virgil van Dijk then is obvious, best centre back in the world, in my opinion. Left back Andy Robertson. Defensive midfielder, I think it will be. Oh, it's a toss up now. Do I go Thiago or do I go Jordan Henderson? I'll go Jordan Henderson because I think he played very well against Chelsea and was unlucky with a bit of an injury, but I think Klopp said it's nothing real serious. So fingers crossed he'll be okay by Monday anyway. I'll go then with Naby Keita because I think he's been absolutely fantastic for us since the restart, and even through pre-season and the first 2 games, he's been absolutely fantastic. And then I go with Gini Wijnaldum. Well, love the fact now that he's going to be staying for the season, and fingers crossed he can sign that new contract for sure. And then, of course, then at the front 3, Bobby Firmino, Mo Salah, Sadio Mane. Of course, just saying that, Diesel's like, oh no. It's like the last time Liverpool were at Anfield, it was Mo Salah banging in the goals. Last week it was Sadio Mane banging in the goals. So it's going to be either one of them two that's going to be banging in the goals. Maybe even Bobby Firmino might get a goal.
He scores against us, didn't he, Bobby? So you know what? It wouldn't surprise me if he does get one.
He loves a goal against Arsenal.
Yeah.
I think he is 1 goal away. I think he may have even done it, but I believe he is 1 goal away from being the most prestigious player to score against Arsenal in history for Liverpool, which is crazy. And I love Bobby. I absolutely love him. I hate the fact that some of our fans on Twitter are like, "Oh, get Bobby Firmino out. Let's get a proper striker." It's like, shut up. He does so much for this football club. It's unbelievable. I remember back last season when we were playing Chelsea in the Super Cup final, and Bobby didn't start. I think we played Ox in the false 9, and it didn't work. We brought on Bobby Firmino half time. We scored a goal within, I think it was like 38 seconds in the second half, because of Bobby Firmino, and that's how crucial he is towards Liverpool. He doesn't only work up front; he works in midfield. He works for defence. He's so crucial towards that Liverpool squad, and I think to be honest, I think he's one of the most underrated players in our squad for sure.
I think he's one of the most underrated players in the league, and I've said that over the years. I think he's the glue that sort of puts it all together.
Yeah.
Similar to like Jordan Henderson, really. I think those 2 players that you've got there, very underrated in what they do. But take those 2 out of your team, you don't play anywhere near as well. You do miss them.
Yeah.
Especially Jordan. I think we saw that. Last season. Some of the games he didn't play, you didn't win.
No, the intensity is in there.
Yeah.
With Hendo, I shared a clip on Twitter today. It was, Hendo was shouting at Sadio Mane, get in this position, and maybe you'll expose them. I think about 10 seconds later, they had a corner, Chelsea. I think Alisson gave it to Hendo. Hendo does a fantastic ball over the top, and then Christensen takes out Mane, and it's a red card. So Henderson is that leader. He tells people where to be, and it's just the intensity. I think it's not there without Jordan Henderson. And even if Hendo's on the bench, it's still there because I think the players are, they're aware that Henderson can come on and shift everyone. And I think when he's not there and he's not a part of the bench or the squad, you can clearly see that happening. Like the game against Watford last season, we just fell apart. That game. Yeah. It was like if we was a Man United or an Unai Emery we were just falling apart, completely, and it was very, very strange to watch. But yeah, I would agree that Henderson is probably our most reliable player, then, if that makes sense in that aspect of things. But I think we've got plenty of them because I think as all the journalists say, if he was out Virgil van Dijk, if he was without Alisson, and it's we've been without Alisson. We was out Alisson last year, and we still managed to keep on winning games. Not so much Virgil van Dijk, because Van Dijk has played 2 years without injury, and hopefully it's going to be a 3rd year without injury. So time will tell with that. But yeah, guys, let us know your starting 11 predictions anyway in the comment section down below anyway. But Claude, score predictions. I think we're going to have different opinions here. But what is your score prediction for Monday's game?
Do you know what? I'll be honest.
Funny enough, you predicted Liverpool to win the Community Shield.
No,
I have to say that you predicted 2-1 Liverpool.
I'm going with that again for this game. I think we'll lose. No, then the reason being why I think that, right, and it's not so much because I guarantee any Arsenal fan hearing this is going to say, "Oh, well, you're always negative." And I even said then, when you got a lot of Arsenal fans being gassed because obviously we beat you at the end of last season as well, and then obviously we beat you in the Community Shield.
Yeah.
With Liverpool, I don't take the Community Shield. I don't take it as anything because I've always said when it's in a game that matters, that's where I think Liverpool turn up. When it's a game that matters, then you'll say, well, yeah, but we beat them at the Emirates, at the back end of last season. And again, in my head, it's not making excuses, but I just think I think we were the ones that ended to get to 100 points. But I look at it and I think you'd already won the league, So the intensity for me, if that drops by 10, 15%, doesn't sound a lot, but it is a lot. You know what I'm saying? And I just think this, you've lost to us twice now. I can't see Klopp. I can't see Klopp allowing a third time.
No.
And when you reel off all those players, that you got there, and obviously what I saw against Chelsea, because I thought Chelsea played pretty well in the first half. I thought they started off the better of the two. I think the sending off sort of changed the game. And then obviously I saw you guys second half, and you were just pinging it around for fun. Plus you got Thiago now. And I just look at that and I just think, I don't think we'll get slapped, which we always do whenever we go to yours. I think we've closed the gap in that sense. I don't think it's going to be 3 or 4-0. I do, unfortunately, I do think you're going to do it 2-1. So I'm going to go 2-1 Liverpool.
Interesting. I don't think we're going to slap you like we have done in previous seasons. I don't think that's the thing. But I am going with a 3-1 Liverpool win. I just think we're just going to...
It's a slap!
It's not that bad. You score a goal. I'm giving you that courtesy.
There's progress.
It's better.
You know what it is as well? No, exactly. A lot of the reason why I say that is our midfield. I think our forward line obviously can, give you guys a game. It's that midfield we've got. When I compare that midfield to yours, it's your midfield is levels above us. And I've always said, if you lose the midfield battle, you lose the game.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? And that's where I think we'll lose it in the midfield. So.
Yeah, well, I to be fair, I would agree with that. I think that, if you look at your midfield and you go, well, who you got? You got Xhaka, and you got others like that as well. Compared to the likes of, Gini Wijnaldum, Jordan Henderson, Thiago, it is a losing cause straight away. Well, I think you did well in the Community Shield. And I know you can't really base it off this, but I think you did well to control, not so much control our midfield, but at least compete with it. Because I think it was to Kirby Minamino and Naby Keita come on, I think we completely, run the park then in midfield. It was just we couldn't get that second goal. And I think that, for you guys anyway, I think probably counter-attack is going to be the game for Arsenal on Monday. And I think that, that is probably your best chance of beating us, because I think even if you were to dominate the game in possession, I think that would fall into Liverpool's hands in, quick counter-attack and blitzering pace and things like this. But then it could work as well for Arsenal, in being, like with Aubameyang, if Pepe plays, the pace of Pepe, and that. But I am going to go with a 3-1 Liverpool win, just because I think we are just going to be, like you say, I don't think Klopp will want to lose again to Arsenal. Even though it's only been, one Premier League game and one Community Shield, he'll want to right that wrong. And I remember when he first joined at Liverpool, and it was like a couple of weeks, and his first loss was against Crystal Palace at Anfield, I think it was. And I think he said in the press conference, I cannot get over this fucking loss from Crystal Palace. And I think that's what he does. I think he moves on from it in the sense, but I don't think he moves on completely because he wants to, right the wrong then realistically. And I think that is what it will be. And I think, I think if we were to win this game and be 9 points out of 9, it would be a fantastic start yet again. And we'd be going in then against, I think we got Aston Villa then, I think after Arsenal, that's probably going to be another 3 points potentially. So, it's just trying to stay up with Manchester City, because even though they did look dodgy at times against Wolves, they did look pretty good. And even I will admit that they did look good. But for us, it's just keeping that mentality. And pretty much for me last season, it was like, all right, we got 97 points. Can we match the same results as last season? And so far, we've done it. We've beat Leeds like last season. We beat a newly promoted team in Norwich. The champions of the championship, really, and then we won Chelsea away, and we did it again this season. Can we do it again against Arsenal? That hopefully we can. But anything can happen in football.
No, it can. I just look at it and I just think. I look at it and I think to myself, I just can't see us beating you 3 times on the spin. I just can't see it. When I thought about it earlier on, I was thinking, do you know what? Could we possibly sneak a 2? Because I was going to go with a 2-2 draw. I was going to go with a draw because I thought, do you know what? It would be very Arsenal. People base it on what we saw last. Against West Ham. If we play like that, I mean, you guys are going to annihilate us. But for some reason, when it comes to a big game, I just think these players are more up for a game like this. Whereas against the West Ham at home, we just tend to turn up and just, all we got to do is rock up. We're going to walk it. It doesn't work like that. Every game's tough, it doesn't matter who it is. But I think a game
it's the Premier League.
Exactly. And where this is a big game, will the players be up for it? They probably will. So it wouldn't surprise me if we did get a draw. And if we did, I'll take that. I'll take that now. But I just got a feeling. We won't do it free. I can't see us beating you guys. It's irrelevant of what the competition is. I just can't see us beating you 3 times on the trot. It's not just one of your forward players we've got to think about. It's the other 2. Don't forget, I don't think we're going to have Kieran Tierney playing, and that is a big difference. So that's how I'm looking at it.
Well, you'll also have Andy Robertson and Trent Alexander-Arnold trying to bomb forward, and you'll have that worry as well. If Thiago's playing, you'll have that worry as well. It is a headache now for teams to realistically try and defend against Liverpool because they have so much options now, and it just brings up more and more options. But guys, please let us know your thoughts in the comment section down below, your thoughts on the Arsenal preview as well. Let us know your score predictions. If you're an Arsenal fan or Liverpool fan, please do let us know in the comment section down below. But Diesel, thank you so much for coming on to the match preview show. Where can we find you on the socials, my friend?
God, that's a question, isn't it? Right, on Instagram, DIE_SEL888. Twitter, I think I'm Diesel888. I think. Of course, it's not often
I
don't often plug my stuff. If people want to follow me, great. If they don't, they don't. But so I'm on those 2, and obviously I'm always on part of Claude and the Bansters as well. So I'm on there. Where we talk all things football, all things Arsenal. So
exactly. So guys, please go and follow Diesel on all the socials. They will be in the video description anyway if you can't find them anyway. So please go and follow him on there. Also as well, please go and subscribe to Claude and the Bant as well. Say that the Club Council sent you if there's any new people that want to go over there. But if you could as well, please leave a like here. Lets me know that you like the match preview shows and you like guests coming on from opposite clubs, and then they have their voice and opinions about what's happened with their club and that. And also as well, if you could leave a subscribe here, or please subscribe, be massively appreciated, as we are edging closer to 400 subscribers. So thank you to everyone that has done that. But thank you again, Claude. Not Claude, I read your top then, I was like, oh, Claude. Thank you, Diesel, for coming on.
I've been called worse, mate. I've been called worse. No, look, all joking aside, it's always a pleasure to come on here, mate, because I love talking football with you. And also, when obviously, because I think we're on at 7 o'clock on our channel, and obviously I'll be mentioning this on there as well. You got a good channel here, Conor. You should have more subs.
Everyone keeps saying that to me, but no one's coming. No one's coming.
We'll need to. Obviously, we'll do our bit to obviously promote it as well.
I
like helping good people, mate. I like helping good people, and there's not many good ones on here, but obviously, you're one of the good ones. So, no, listen, by all means, thank you for having me on again, mate. It's an absolute pleasure. And
Well,
you'll have to come on ours. I keep saying that. We've got to organise something. We're playing you guys soon.
I know, like, I'll have to come on and just, like, I'll have to show Claude how to use the internet for, like, 5 seconds. But, yeah, I'll definitely be in the chat anyway later on. But, yeah, please, you know, go and subscribe and all like that. And if, you know, also as well, I do have to say this as well. Don't forget to enable notifications on this channel because YouTube hate notifications. So please hit that little bell button and, you know, you'll be notified when we go live or post a video. But until next time, guys, that is going to be it from us. I've been Connor from the Cop Council, and that was our match preview show for the Arsenal game. See you all later, Reds. Ta-ra.
Cheers, guys. Thank you.